What's up, everybody? It is the Higgs here, joining you for another first look. This time we are doing Minidayz, which is a neat little game based off of DayZ that is totally free to play. So let's jump on in. So unfortunately, I had an itty-bitty microphone malfunction while I was capturing the footage for this game, so the audio is not in there. So sorry about that. I will say the audio is okay. It was nothing special. I don't remember feeling particularly moved by it one way or the other. The great thing about this game is that there's an upfront set of tutorial slides, without which I'm not sure how you could possibly play this game, because it's very scavenge based and I don't think it's something you could just jump into. But oh, we got our first zombie. Oh. It doesn't really feel like DayZ, really. It feels more like an old Zelda game. So, the point is survival, zombie apocalypse. You've got blood, water, food, and heat. Blood is basically HP, but you keep losing it over time, unless you get a bandage to repair yourself. Water and food can be replenished with items you found around the world, like in houses like this one. Let's see, what's this thing? Oh, it's a different tunic, it looks like. So yeah, food and water replenished with pieces of food and water, shocker, that you find out in the universe. And then heat, you can see, is replenishing right now because I'm inside. So, to replenish heat, stay inside. I don't actually anticipate surviving too long. I'm not. I find myself losing patience with games where I have to do menial things like keep my blood in my body. For this review, this is the single player mode on normal game difficulty. They also have a newer, I guess I'll play it out, I wasn't even watching. They also have a newer multiplayer mode that I won't be covering in this review, but I hear good things about it. It's pretty astounding that this is, at least originally, was a fan-created game. It was created by a Russian player, obviously to be a sort of companion or different sort of take on DayZ. And, just a little bit that you're playing, you can tell this is a big job, and it was a big, a lot of time and work went into making this thing, and it's pretty mind-blowing that we live in a world where and we have a culture where if somebody really loves something in our little culture, they can go off and replicate, duplicate, completely change the experience. And then, if the experiences that they've created are good enough, that they can get some love from the developers of the original game, that they that caused them to go create this new thing in the first place. I just think it's mind-blowing. Whether or not you find Minidayz to be super fun and want to play it all the time, what you can't ignore, I think, is just how cool the fact that it exists at all is. I got another zombie kicking down my door. That being said, in terms, if you sort of separate it in your mind from DayZ and just look at this as its own standalone deal, I think you have to keep a few things in mind. First, it's browser based, so it's a no download game, which I always like. I'm not gonna say they're better games, but I prefer to not have to download something if I can help it. So that is nice. It's also free. It's simple, which means it runs very well, much better than a lot of free online browser-based RPGs that you see these days. So it's smooth, it runs well, it's very nostalgic feeling, it incites a lot of nostalgic feelings, both for DayZ and for those older, like Zelda, those older top-down games, but this is replicating the style of. So all those things into account, then the actual gameplay itself is okay. In the early stages, well, we'll just wrap it there. In the early stages, trying to build up your arsenal and find a way to survive is a little bit of a drag and a little bit of a grind, but I suspect if you can get past that it eventually gets to a point where you're just white knuckling it the whole time because you're so afraid to die with all the cool stuff you've got. So I would say for all those things, this is definitely a game you should play once just to check it out and see if you enjoy it, and especially if you're a fan of DayZ. And if you're not if you're a fan of retro gaming, I think this is probably one you want to have a look at too. So I have been the Higgs from MMOplay.com. What do you guys think of Minidayz? Leave a comment below and let me know. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.